Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's Wednesday, December 15th. Powell spoke today. We're gonna not really talk too much about that, but the effect he has on SPY, GME, the options still don't have buying power, having to scavenge around for buying power to roll plays over. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at HappyMoneyYT. And a Discord server that's in the description. Welcome to jump on there as well. Yeah, so Powell talked today and he introduced 3 rate hikes for 2022 and 2023 as opposed to the 2. So that theoretically would bring the market down. It didn't, and he's kind of sidestepped it somehow and gave people some confidence because he's basing it. He's not talking about inflation necessarily in a negative way from my interpretation of it. He's basing the rate hikes and tapering more on employment. So their employment numbers, he's bullish that there's so many job openings. He thinks there's lots of room to grow. Lots of people can have jobs if they want them. He's also bullish that a lot of people are quitting, thinking that means they're looking for better jobs. So yeah, that pumped the market. Market's happy. He also said he'll basically take care of it if needed and going to keep rates down for now. And yeah, so we are pumping, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Market crashing is one way for a GME squeeze to happen. Doesn't necessarily have to happen that way though. GME could be part of the catalyst for the market crashing, or at least having a big volatility dip. And hard to know how far it would dip solely based from GME. Really depends on if they're able to, I guess, postpone it mid-squeeze and kick the can some way if it's in a strong economy. That's kind of the thesis on the market crashing and GME squeezing, is there won't be anything for them to basically hedge against it in a weak economy or weak market. So if the market's still ramping all-time highs and GME starts squeezing, it will bring it down. But in that environment, it seems like they could maybe just, I don't want to say fake squeeze, but maybe liquidate some hedge funds and then other ones carry on even a bigger position. We'll see though. We will see. Or maybe GME will be the first domino to crash the market. It really could be. So very interesting. Very interesting how this is playing out. So with the market kind of onto its Santa Claus rally, because there's not much fear right now. Now that Powell has spoken, it seems like GME can get back to its business of cycles and kind of this pattern that they're stuck in, and probably not a squeeze until basically it seems like it's going to be a little longer, unless if there's news, of course. If we have some sort of news that implements it, and then I think that would cause the market to come down and GME to squeeze. But market crashing and then GME crashing and then rising out of it like a phoenix doesn't look like that's going to happen in the next couple weeks, or even probably this year. If it does squeeze, I think it will be with a market that's high, a very high overall market. And that's what we've seen so far on GameStop. When the market's coming down, it's from GameStop. When it's doing this, it's not the market's coming down, so GameStop's going up. So that potentially could be what we're going to see during a squeeze. That being said, let's look at some TA, making a nice little U here. Typically a stock's not going to just do this the same way it came down. I mean, it came down, it had a couple little consolidation times, but it was clear just a shorting, no panic selling, no, it's just a shorting effort campaign. Low volume, just consistently bring it down. This looks like a floor to me still, because big volume as well as the indicators are showing bullish. Still have to kind of wait and see though. really like these longer time frames to flip bullish to show the momentum's shifted. 4 hour wants to cross over. It doesn't look like it's going to today. And there goes my SPY call credit spreads. I have to let one expire worthless, or in the money rather. Anyways, on the daily, yeah, still bearish on all fronts. I'd like to see consolidate more. That being said, I mean, there's always previous price action, like the 24th, where it just ripped. So if they're having to cover, roll their swaps, or they're getting liquidated or whatever, then it could just go crazy. What was I looking at actually? I was looking at a time back here. Yeah, right here. I was just looking at previous chart. This is GameStop earnings, January, February, March 2020. So typical, you know, they shorted after earnings, and this is pretty similar actually to what we're seeing, I feel like, but we're seeing it on a much larger scale. This was $5 down to $3, so honestly, that's significant. Maybe the scale's similar, it's just higher prices. So anyways, this has a crazy weird V formation, which is very unusual for TA, at least to me. I don't know how you trade this. I mean, seeing this long wick down here shows it's a bottom, but then it not kind of consolidating before it rallies. Kind of has this little bit. Really, this you'd have to trade on the 4 hour, and that just screwed everything up. But yeah, interesting to see that. So we could see something like this again. I suppose it's possible. I know people are hyped for this week and the next week, and it might be valid to be hyped for that. Failed delivers coming up. I think most of them from the last 3 weeks of shorting, we probably won't see any fruit of that for a while. I could be wrong. I guess it did start, the massive shorting did start almost a month ago, so we might have some sort of V. I am cautious though until we do have some longer time frame momentum pointing us up. In the meantime, yeah, it looks like we're consolidating, kind of like what we were expecting. Consolidating, kind of finding a range. SPY ripping up today. Didn't really pull GME up a whole lot, honestly. This candle right here, I think this was computer share buys. I think Thayank in Discord was saying, he was saying they got in at 145.15 or something, which was one of these larger volume, or no, it was back here. Yeah, I think this was the computer share buys. They kind of buy them in batches, so you'll see sometimes it's bigger volume, and then if you know what price they got it at, you can see, oh, it's right there, right then. And I think they message you too when they buy it, so kind of interesting to see that. But kind of a volatile day today on GME, but in the end, we just came up 1% open to close, and that's probably how it will continue. Just kind of swinging around in ranges, and hopefully keep kind of grinding up like this. Shows support and shows its strength. Birds is ending up being quite the hedge. Quite the hedge to the market. Given the market rallied today, but before the market was rallying, Birds was rallying, and for whatever reason on the strange looking chart, on the down days of the market, Birds isn't necessarily coming down. It's oftentimes actually inversed. Yesterday kind of had a down day. These last kind of 4 days were somewhat consolidation, but today up 14%. This thing's wild. So there's not really any news on it. Not that I saw. Just that it's going up. That's what the news is. Birds is going up. My bearish plays on SPY, we'll have to start rolling. Probably open up some bullish ones. Curious to see what it does. I'm assuming it's going to break this 470 kind of resistance that we've triple topped on, and probably carry on to break that 473. On the daily, we're bullish on all fronts now. MACD stayed bullish. We've got green over the 9. Massive green candle here. Big volume today. So yeah, calls on SPY. Probably what I should be doing. And GME, I think it's a little early. I'd like to get an announcement and us just to gap up. I don't even care about options anymore. I'll just take the shares. Let's look at this awful options account. We have, I did one thing today. Okay, yeah. So I actually average into my Tesla put credit spread. Tesla was ripping up with the SPY. And I'm glad I got out of my call credit spread on Tesla. I didn't on the SPY, but I did on Tesla with a small gain yesterday. Anticipating a rally today because of this RSI divergence, this bullish MACD. We started seeing that yesterday. No, we didn't. Remember why I got out? Yeah, I think the MACD did flip bullish yesterday, and then the big green candle, and then knowing that Powell's going to talk and probably make the market rally, Tesla will go with that, and the fact that it was way oversold on the hourly, which Tesla hates being down here. So today just confirmed that this thing is going to rally even harder. I probably should average in more on my plays, but now we do have a RSI divergence here. Lower lows on the chart, on the candlesticks, higher lows on the RSI. MACD's flip bullish. Big volume green candle, broke that resistance. If it teetered there, it wouldn't be as bullish. The fact that this candle opened or closed above this resistance line of 966 area. Looks like it wants to rally. I'd say at least up to this resistance, this 9 moving average resistance, which is what, 1,000. At least up to, not the same, 1,073. Oh, it is. No, because that's, yeah, 1,007. So at least up to this area, probably fill this gap, and might keep going. We'll see if it passes. I'd say it's probably gonna hit this 1,000. Fill this gap at 1,016, and then maybe go on to fill that gap up there, 1,068. Those are only 2 gaps. Never mind. There's one way up there. It might, honestly. Now we have Santa Claus rally. If the market really takes it as bullish, the fact that he added another time they're going to rate hike, 3 next year and 3 the year after. Market takes it bullish. This thing could rally back up, especially even on the daily RSI. Tesla's hardly ever down here in the 40s. If you look, I mean, here, last time it was this low on the RSI was 6,721, so 6 months ago, and it just went up from there. But that being said, I mean, presently it is still bearish on the daily. Hourly though, looks like it's hit a bottom and it's gonna rip rally. So that's the only play I did on here. I was kind of waiting for Powell, kind of seeing what was going on. Birds, of course, did well in the count. Our covered calls, yeah, still doing fine. They're 10 strike for Friday, so I'll roll those if I need to. Hopefully I don't need to though, because it's 5-cent strikes, which kind of sucks when you have so many. That's a big portion of my gains on that. Yeah, I'll probably be closing some of these shares on Friday or near Friday to have enough capital to roll over my big GME credit spread. The thing with the credit spread on GME is, since it is such a pump and dump, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that because they literally are pumping and dumping through their cycles. It's hard to know when to roll it to, because I guess if I did it maybe a year or 2 out, then yeah, I could think it'll be up here trading in the 500 range, or at least, at least above a 200 or 300 strike. But when they do it like this, you kind of need to time it right, so it's expiring when it's out of the money at least, and hard to know. So I'm kind of assuming maybe by February, to be safe, mid-January, February. If we start counting the days, you could probably point to like a February or January time. But I don't want to miss it, because if it goes up and then I still have a lot of time on those credit spreads, and they're not, they're somewhat profitable, but not enough to even cover my losses, then that sucks. But anyway, so yeah, I'll have to roll that, and I don't know what shares I'll close out of. I like all these shares. TCAT, those are good ones. I mean, they're just cheap. TCAT, Orf, Helvis, these are all like at a cheap price. Wish, I'm down 40% on. That's insane. You think, oh, it's already at $4 or $5, can't go down much more. Well, it actually can. It goes down to $3 and you're down 40%. It's small in the small dollar amount, but a huge percentage. But I think Wish is actually still undervalued, so it's Chinese. It might be tough. Might be tough for that one to climb out. Corsair had some price action today. What do you know? Yep. it actually looks like a good time to invest in Corsair if you're bull on it. Based on the daily chart, RSI divergences. You could wait a little bit, see if it crosses bullish on the daily. That being said, this thing, I think this thing's been controlled by shorts for a long time. I mean, they've had good earnings, and this has been the chart. And then this was kind of a little squeeze that happened with the other short squeeze stocks. So that's why I think that. I mean, this thing, who knows how low this thing's gonna go. That's what I got for you guys. We'll see you on Discord. Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon. GME to the moon. Okay, peace out.